In this lecture, we would like to discuss another important doctrine, even if it is not a philosophy, which created a genocide in the history of world by mass killing the Jews during First World War, and that is fascism. So, the very theory of fascism is an ad hoc doctrine formulated to serve the exigency of the circumstances as after the First World War, both Italy and Germany became economically, politically, and socially destable, and their conditions in every segment was caught in chaos and disorganization. The lower middle class, consisting of small traders, cultivators, and salary workers who provided the staple of the fascist movement, stood hopelessly sandwiched in staple of the fascist movement, and in between business and organized labor in their effort to curb the powers of strong labor unions. The industrialists who were not really an ally of fascism had also lent an indirect support to the fascist movement. So they became the totalitarian fight for freedom as observed by Professor Eric Fromm. So they created a myth, and that myth and ideas installed into the heads of the people, and that became a mysticism which created by the fascist leaders. So the ideology of fascism profession organic unity of nation and state to a mystical height. So, in its idealization of nationalism, it has to cross sword with both Marxism and liberalism, as Marxism is its main target of attack. It sets out to repudiate all the fundamental Marxist principles. Paradoxically enough, the fascists have taken the help of Hegel's revolutionary ideas of nation state. The revolutionary potentialities of Hegel had already been put to use by the Marxists. So, from Hegelian equation of state and society, they brought the very idea of construction which empowers the state to control every phase of social life and spells individual liberty in terms of submission to the will of the state. As the supreme directing agency in society, the state becomes the embodiment of rationality, wherein the individual finds his real self. So, As the Italian fascist Benito Mussolini wrote, the foundation of fascism is the conception of the state, its character, its duty, and its aim. Fascism conceives of the state as an absolute in comparison with all individuals or groups, or relative only to be conceived of in their relation to state. The conception of the liberal state is not that of directing force guiding the play and development, both material and spiritual, of a collective body, but merely a force limited to the function of recording results. On the other hand, the fascist state is itself conscious and has itself a will and a personality, though it may be called the ethic state, as it was propounded by the Italian fascist Benito Mussolini. So, fascism follows the political tradition of Hegel. Its anti-liberal and even militarist implications are carefully exploited from Hegel's ideas of revolutionary nation state. Hence, state and individual authority and liberty are treated as inseparable terms of a necessary synthesis. So, fascism has its own solution of the paradox of liberty and authority. The authority of the state is absolute. It does not compromise, it does not bargain, it does not surrender any portion of its will to other moral or religious principles which may interfere with the individual conscience. So, the very philosophical irrationalism became a part of the foundation of the Italian fascism and the fascist philosophy. The fascist doctrine was a peculiar mixture of almost all the elements borrowed from Hegel, such as nation state, custom, and tradition, which are glorified by Hegel in his revolutionary ideas of nation state. So, the fascists borrowed the ideas of power, force, genius, and Superman, revolt, and violence from the pessimism of Schopenhauer and Nietzsche's Superman concept and George Sorel's theory of violence. So they somehow paradoxically unite a philosophy with the basis towards conservatism and one that glorified revolutionary violence and ethics that regarded conformity as a cheap virtue and one that saw sacred egoism as the highest form of character. So the philosophers of rationalism have all sought to undermine the role of reason with the help of reason itself. The pessimism of Schopenhauer and the Superman concept of Friedrich Nietzsche and the ideas of George Sorel regarding the use and application of violence, for instance, was rooted in the idea of driving force of will. So, Nietzsche's idea of a Superman to whom the masses pay homage, and also it was Barson, however, who had systematically undermined reason and subordinated it to the synthetic force of institution. His philosophy was a kind of romantic fatalism, not only in the biological sense, but in the broader sense of seeing in reality an indefinable, unpredictable, super-rational creative force, as it was expressed by George Sabine in his work Political Theory, while exposing the very tenet of fascism. This tradition of philosophical rationalism was further expanded into the fascist doctrine largely through the writings of George Sorel. His emphasis on the creative power of the myth and on the role of the elites as the incarnation of the genus of people was called on to feed the fascist state. So Benito Mussolini spoke, we have created our myth. The myth is a faith, it is passion. It is not necessary that it shall be a reality. It is a reality by the fact that it is a goal, a faith, that it is courage. Our myth is the nation. Our myth is the greatness of the nation. As the Italian fascist Mussolini expressed, so Hitler, who believed in the efficacy of irrational propaganda, the creation of myths and symbols, and the need for intelligent leadership. The anti-intellectualist in his writings. So we found that in Italy, writers like Rocco sought to create the myth of a continuous national tradition, while in Germany, the myth of the Aryan or the Nordic race was given currency by philosophers. So, in any case, history is said to be written from a particular viewpoint. The consolidation of the nation and the glorification and extension of national power. Thus, fascism has for its object a totalitarian state that spread its tentacles over every aspect of life. So, besides the stress on Aryan and Nordic race, and glorification and extension of national power. They were in favor of establishing a totalitarian state on the basis of autocracy and authoritarianism. Its very motto of a totalitarian state, as visualized by the fascist, that everything for the state, nothing against the state, nothing outside the state. So, fascism, as it emerged most prominently in Italy and Germany after the completion of the First World War, it later spread to other centers. But as Professor McGovern observes, if liberalism is the combination of two principles of democracy and individualism, fascist tradition is an expression of two opposing principles of autocracy and authoritarianism and of state worship, or it has always been devoid of any moral content. Rather, it has tried to dress immorality with the grab of morality in its theoretical formulation and practical operation. It has marked a reaction against what the great sociology philosopher and great sociologist Talcott Parson called it the ideology of the rationalization of society, and the word has by this time been familiar through the last World War, with its terrifying manifestation, which we already discussed in our beginning about the genocide committed by the fascists against humanity and the mass killing of the Jews by the fascist or the Nazist in Germany under the leadership of Hitler. So, even though fascism is not having any systematic philosophy, neither it could be categorized as a philosophy, but it was developed as a doctrine deriving its strength from Hegel's revolutionary ideas of nation state and the ideas of rationalism, the philosophical irrationalism it derived from the pessimism of Schopenhauer and from Friedrich Nietzsche's ideas of Superman and George Sorel's theory of violence. So, why this developed? And now, fascism almost an idea which is not prevalent anywhere in the world, even though, into some extent, authoritarianism we found in certain states, even those states which are having a democratic polity, there also we found certain traces of authoritarianism, and only in certain states we found the totalitarian tendency, such as the communist China and also into some extent in the Russian political system, we found traces of totalitarian state and also authoritarianism. So we have completed our discussion on the very idea of fascism in spite of it not having a systematic philosophy. It left great impact and it left the lasting impact on the world as a doctrine